I'm not disappointed at all. If you know Jerry is that dude that does, I call it that Cinderella dance. Dude, most deals are going to get done when the slipper falls off Cinderella or the carriage turns back into a pumpkin, usually real late. Now, Michael Galkin's talking here, and he's talking about he's taking what he sees at the combine, where, everybody usually meets, and Jerry, they have the bus out there, and everybody comes onto the bus, have a few drinks, and talk business and everything. When I hear him say he hadn't seen him talk, he did not see him talk to any agents, so he doesn't think they're in the hunt for big-time free agency.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me, because he's also talking about he's not really engaged yet with the main things. That's the Dak Prescotts, the CD Lambs, and I believe you should also this year try to take care of Michael Parsons, because Michael Parsons himself is almost like a quarterback. That number, no matter what, is just only going to keep going north. So you get this opportunity to take care of Michael Parsons, you get him in also. I am not concerned. If he hasn't jumped on those guys just yet, then I don't expect him to be jumping all over the free agency market. And also, Skip and Key, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. So you don't have to jump out and be the first one to pay out a whole lot of money, because you'll have some great opportunities even if you miss that first wave. The Saquon Barkleys, look at just the running backs. You got a Saquon Barkley, a Derrick Henry, and an Austin Eckler. If you're looking for a good veteran running game back that can come and add to your team. So you have depth in this free agency. So, no, I'm not concerned with what I've seen right now so far. I think Jerry just always does business late, and the opportunity and the people and the players that are here in free agency, I think you should wait as opposed to jumping out and paying out extra money.
What do you expect for them to do, Skip, right now? What is there to do right now? Nothing. There's nothing to do. Like, what meeting on a bus and having a few cocktails and laughing? There's nothing to do. Free agency tampering period starts on March 11th. Free agency opens up on March 13th.
Well, as you know, you can lay a lot of groundwork at this combine if you're so inclined.
Again, Skip.
And they do.
Yeah.
Again, Skip, there's nothing to do. March 11th is the official time to start tampering. The 13th opens the door. That's 2 weeks from now. Right now, your focus is, let's figure out our own cap with our own guys, and then we start when these other guys are free agents, because they're not free agents right now. You can't talk to the players. You can't necessarily, you can have a conversation about what do you guys think you'll be looking for. But again, what is it that the Dallas Cowboys need? Jerry Jones spoke about, I'm all in, but he didn't give specifics as to what all in means. Did he, Skip? Did he? No, he did not.
No, but I'm sure a lot in Cowboy Nation leaped to to the conclusion that we are going to plunge.
But plunge means I got to sign 3 guys that's going to cost me about $700 million of guaranteed money.
Yeah.
I'm all in on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I got a couple little holes that I may need to fill.
Yeah.
That's all.
Michael Irvin just said there's a run on running backs. That's a hole that you may need to fill, that you probably need to fill via the draft or free agency. You may need to look at an offensive lineman or two in the draft or free agency, but that doesn't take up, I'm going to go get the top offensive lineman available, and I'm going to pay crazy when I got 3 other dudes that I got to address and pay about $700 million of money to. So it's nothing, I wouldn't get all buzzed out about somebody's report about people not walking on a bus or walking in a lobby of a hotel with the Joneses and seeing them talk to people. There's nothing there. I understand how you get. You get all giddy and nervous, and when you don't hear cowboy conversations popping up on a positive side for you, when in fact there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to talk about.
All right. As Michael well knows, what is Jerry Jones' way of doing business? He does not spend, he drafts. He does not spend in free agency. he drafts cheaper football players that they grow in the organization.
Yes.
And to their credit, they have drafted not just well, I think they've drafted extremely well over the last 10 or 12 years, because it manifests in 12 wins, 12 wins, and 12 wins over the last 3 seasons. It does not manifest in playoff success. And unfortunately, Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott were all part of what happened against Green Bay in a home playoff game. It's the 2 seed when we fell behind 27-0 before halftime, and we were down 48-16 early in the fourth quarter to the youngest team in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers. That's the point and the problem. But Jerry said after that, to win back Cowboy Nation, to get everybody to buy ice from the Eskimos once again, he said, hey, we're all in this offseason. And everybody says, oh, maybe that means, Michael saying Derrick Henry, or maybe it's Saquon, or maybe it's...
That's your own delusional state of mind, though, Skip.
Yep. Okay.
That man didn't say that. That man just said, I'm all in. He didn't say, I'm all in. I'm going to get Justin Jefferson, and I'm trading for T. He didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
And he's all in every year. But now, and Key, you're right. But Skip, you're right. And you're right also in this sense. Remember where that thing was when Jerry said he's all in. We were talking about, I don't know how you go into next season with any hope if you keep this coach.
That's correct.
He kept that coach.
He did.
So now he had to sprinkle some sauce on that coach because that meat was stale. We didn't want to eat it anymore. We were like, no. So he sprinkled, I'm all in. I'm all in. So we think, oh, God, here comes hope again.
That's
because we're going to go get the play. I understand. I totally understand. And I'm telling you, Jerry's shrewd enough to know he had to give up that. He had to give out that hope by saying he's all in. And he's shrewd enough to know right here that he's going to have to, somewhere, somehow, he's going to have to make a move. Now, he's going to have to do something. I believe he is going to do something. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He after you lost, and Skip just sat here and said those guys were part of those 3 12-win seasons that got you nothing. You wouldn't have 12 wins without them. So what you're saying, Skip, is that those 3 guys should leave the team? Is that what you're saying?
No,
y'all should get rid of it? Okay.
But
so
what do you expect in next year's playoffs?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect because there's a new defensive coordinator in Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
You're going to add some guys in free agency. You're going to add some bodies in the draft.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to get.
So, what did Jerry Jones do last offseason that had me jumping for joy? I was about to dance on top of this desk. He made 2 little bargain basement deals, 2 sweet little deals. He did. He got Stephon Gilmore, a former defensive player of the year. I still think he's a top 5 corner. He went and stole him from Indianapolis for a 5th-round pick and paid him $11 million last year, which I think is a pretty reasonable deal for a player of that quality and stature. And then he goes, as Michael just said, he went and got Brandon Cooks for a...
smart. Skip, he's a brilliant, he's a smart player, and he's great for your young players that you have.
He did. And he got Brandon Cooks for a 5th and a 6th rounder, and he paid him $12 million last year, which is a bargain price for a receiver that proven with that kind of track record and that kind of credibility in your receiver room, teaching your young receivers. So I go, Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks. And then we draft Deuce Vaughn. I thought we stole him in the draft, and I'm thinking that's the icing we needed on top. Those are the last pieces of the puzzle, and silly me, I'm dancing over those moves. But they're classic Jerry Jones specials because he didn't pay a ton of money or draft picks to go get them. But those are the kind of moves I expect him to make this year. Moves that might look like, oh, that'll do it. And again, you're still the core of who you are, and the coach is still the coach, and the quarterback is still the quarterback going into next year's playoffs.
So
that pool, as I spoke, the pool in which he will draw from is a vast pool to pull from. You have talent in this free agent class, both on offense and on defense, that the Dallas Cowboys can use and get better. At that place in the kind of deals that you just brought up, Skip, I think you have better opportunity this year than you had last year.
If he plugs the holes that y'all may have because of the depth in certain positions in the free agent marketplace, you don't have to reach for the top if the fourth guy is just as good as the first guy in people's eyes and not spend the type of money. What's the rush? The rush is for you as a fan to be able to say, well, we're doing something. No, you don't. When the man spoke about going all in, there's a head coach that he needs to go in all on, and there's 3 players that he needs to go all in on. That's what he was talking about. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. Every single year, teams are going to go get guys to plug holes. They still got to make decisions on the roster in guys that they want to release, guys that they want to retain, and eyeballing guys that may be on other teams that they may want to trade for. You just got to be patient in this situation. You just got out of the month of February. Today is the 1st of March. The season does not start till September, Skip.
Yeah.
There is no sense of urgency at all.
Michael Irvin, help me out here. The last big-time free agent I can remember Jerry plunging for was this guy named Deion Sanders back after the 94 season.
There's no Deion on the damn market.
Well, I'm just saying, that's the last time it happened. That was a long time ago, 1994 going into 95. Long time ago, right? We're going back almost 30 years ago that happened.
Right. But, Skip, you know what? And I work with him now, and we talked about this. I would have liked, and it's certainly not on the level of a Deion, but the move he made a couple years ago when they brought in Gerald McCoy. Gerald McCoy was supposed to help bring in some run stopping. He was going to get a chance to play back in Dallas where he lives.
I don't think he ever even contributed.
He was done then, though, Michael.
Yeah. That's what everybody thought. I know, he had a leg. But see, that's what, and when I talked to him, he was, before he got hurt, he said, Michael, I was playing some of my best football because he still thought he had football left in him, and he wanted the opportunity to play back home, back in Dallas. And those kinds of moves, even here, those kinds of moves will help the Dallas Cowboys right here. You go find you somebody that you know can help slow down and stop that run. Now with the Mike Zimmer, somebody, because Mike Zimmer is going to try to protect against the run. He sees this. Now you're really playing the complementary football with a top 5 offense and a defense that say, let me keep everything in front of me, not the high-risk defense that Dan Quinn put on the floor. That gives you an opportunity.
But Gerald McCoy was not the prize of free agency. Skip is talking about the prize. Skip is talking about making a splash.
And that's my point.
In the prize of free agency, there are no prize of free agent guys that are like that that are on the marketplace because if it is, you don't want him anyway. There are no Deion
Sanders. But so the Deion Sanders is the cream, the cream of the top. They're the top. But you go and you say, Gerald McCoy was very directed. It was a better move. And I'm going to tell you something. It had people in Dallas hyped before he got hurt because he was looking very good. I want to see some of that. I want to see some of that early so we know early that we're going to be stopping the run. And that kind of stuff will give me some hope.
All right.
Y'all going to get hope. Y'all going to give yourself hope even if you down 27-0 at halftime. Y'all feel like y'all still got hope.
27
Man, go on, man.
What you mean? I spent enough times with you this fall to tell the world that you got hope when you're down 27-0. Like you told me, you were so confused in the Baltimore game. You thought that was the Cowboys play. You talking about we gonna come back here, Key. I'm like, Cowboys ain't playing.
Man. All right. Go ahead. I was talking about the team I picked.
No, you was not.
All right. In a moment, we are going to discuss something that Michael and Keyshawn are fired up about. A former NFL exec takes a shot at Antonio Pierce. That is next. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.